Okay, so this is a session for people that are new to yoga. I'm going to talk you through a sun salutation really nice and slowly. So if you have been coming to my classes in Ipswich, or if you are new to yoga and you want to just practice between your classes, this is going to show you how to do a sun salutation really nice and slowly. It possibly will vary from teacher to teacher, but it will get you that kind of reminder of how to do it, and so you can go back to your class building up that strength, especially through the wrists and the core. So just make sure you've done a few cat-cows, just stretching through your spine, maybe coming up to downward dog, coming onto a plank, just getting your body warmed up before the session. And then we're going to start at the top of our mat with our feet hip distance apart. I'm going to take a breath in, reaching our arms up, palms together, and we're going to take a forward fold coming down onto the mat. Head's hanging heavy, crown of the head towards the floor. You're going to take your hands to your thighs, just hinging from the hips, pressing up, and then coming back down into the forward fold. We're going to go on the right side. We're going to take the right leg back into a long lunge. And then we're going to take the left leg back into a plank. I like to hold the plank, so we're just going to hold the plank here, engaging the core muscles. And then we're going to bring our knees down, tops of the feet in contact with the mat. We're going to let our shoulders come down and our chest and our forehead and chin. Hips come down last of all into the chaturanga. Arms are down alongside our body. If you want to, you're going to press up into a down upward facing dog. Tops of the feet stay on the mat here. If you don't want to do that, you can press up into a cobra or have your forearms down into a baby cobra. You have options there. So I'm going up into the upward facing dog. I'm then going to let myself come down, everything coming down. I'm going to press up through into the tabletop just to make sure the lower back is secure. Again, if you're new to yoga, just going through the downward dog and through the tabletop, and then we're going to flip our toes and we're coming up to a downward dog. Walking through the legs here, just walking through, getting warmed up in the downward dog. And we're going to take the left leg through, back into the lunge. So back through. If you have a block available, have your block there. So when you do that lift through, you can always support yourself. Right foot is going to come forward, back into the forward fold. Head's hanging heavy. You can have your legs straight or bent here, however you feel comfortable. We're going to slowly curl out, coming up to standing, just reaching our arms above our head, back through to our chest. And we're going to do that again, reaching up, big breath in, we're going to take a bend back this time, and then coming down into the forward fold, head's hanging heavy, knees can be soft or straight, however you feel comfortable, have your block available. You're going to press your hands onto your thighs, hinge from the hips, and then coming down into the forward fold again. You're going to take the left leg back into the lunge, and then we're going to take the right leg back. We're going into the plank, holding the plank nice and strong through the middle, just looking slightly ahead. Knees coming down, flipping our toes, chest, chin, elbows tucked in, everything coming down, pressing up into your upward facing dog or into your baby cobra or cobra. So just your back bend of choice there. I'm coming back to the upward facing dog, and then I'm going to bring my knees down. We're going to push back into the tabletop. Everyone meeting in tabletop, and then we're going to come back up into the downward dog. Again, see how that feels the second time, engaging the core, remembering to breathe, and we're bringing our right leg through, back into the lunge. Knee over the ankle there, and then we're bringing the left leg through, head's hanging heavy, and then in your own time, slowly coming up to standing. Fantastic. We're going to run through that again on each side. So the breath in, a little dip back, and then coming forward. Head's hanging heavy, hinge from the hips, and then coming down into the forward fold. Right leg back, then the left into the plank, holding the plank. Nice and straight through the centre. Knees down, flipping our toes, chest, chin, elbows tucked in, forehead down, hips down, coming up to your upward facing dog or back bend of choice. And then bring your knees down, pushing back into the tabletop, just meeting in tabletop. We're going to flip our toes, hips up towards the ceiling. Noticing how that feels around the shoulders, engaging the core. Remembering to breathe. And then we're going to bring the left leg through, back into the lunge. And then the right leg. Head's heavy, forward fold. And then we're going to slowly curl up to standing. One more on the left side. Palms together, little dip back, coming forward. Head's hanging heavy onto the hips, hinging from the hips. Coming down, head's hanging heavy in the forward fold. Left leg back into the lunge. You can always take this back knee down if you need to. So we're in the lunge or the supported lunge, other leg back into the plank. And again, if you want to, you can take your knees down, so you've got those options. Remembering to breathe. And then we're going to bring the knees down, flip the toes, everything coming down, elbows tucked in, up to your upward facing dog or cobra, back bend of choice. And then bringing the knees and coming through to the tabletop. We're going to flip the toes, coming back into the downward dog. And remembering to breathe. And then the right leg is coming back through into the long lunge. And then the left, head's hanging heavy. And just letting yourself take some breaths here. So you can just soften at the knees if you want. You can have your block available, and you can never go straightening through the legs and just resting on the block. And then we're going to just place our hands onto our thighs, hinging from the hips. And then as you breathe out, you go through towards your legs again. And then we're going to just slowly curl up in your own time, coming up to standing. So just seeing how that feels. That is just walking you through a sun salutation. You can go back and watch this video again and run through it again, run through it from the other end of your mat if you would like to. So if you go to a class, you will probably run through about 5 or 6 of those on both sides. So 6, well 12 I suppose, 6 on each side. And that builds up the heat, that builds up your body, builds up the muscles. So it's really nice just to run through that. Everything we do on yoga on one side, we always do on the other. So hopefully that's given you a chance just to practice your sun salutations between classes. See how you get on. Let me know if there's any other flows you want me to do between sessions. Once I get filming, it takes me ages to set it up, but once I get filming, I really enjoy it. So if you want to see a moon salutation, water salutation, I will work on getting those ready for you as well. Thank you.